switch case actually. We need to understand about the switch. Actually, switch, it is a conditional statement. So that executes only the block that matches the given condition. So generally, if and else problem is it checks all the conditions, but switch, so it executes only the block that matches the given condition. It will not execute the other conditions. So generally, how we define the syntax for this, we use switch, and here we have to use a case or expression, and here we have to define means so value or expression, and here case. If the case value is matching with this, then it will execute the statements. Then we have generally, if case is not matching, you can define default. We can define the statements and a break. We can add any number of cases. So if the case is matching, then it will directly go to that case and execute that. You will pass a value. If the value is matching, then it will go to that and execute. How this is used? One simple example I will show you. How we can handle this. Multiple conditions, how do we define with switch and case? So technically, how we can work with the multiple conditions. So how we can configure and define multiple conditions. Let's see how we can configure and define multiple conditions so that only the block that is required will execute. So let's check that point, how to handle it. Usually, one example directly we will see for that. Okay, so directly we will design one example for that. This is if in yesterday's option we defined. Let's see how we can manage the case. I will copy this line. Okay. I'm creating a new file and I will say switch demo.html. Okay. In the switch demo.html, here I'm adding the head section. I will copy this. Means all our files, body, class as container fluid. Okay. Here I'm designing a div, class as a form group, class as form group, we define as form group. Okay. Now here I am adding a simple label as a select a category. Okay. And here I will keep a heading, some Amazon shopping like this. Amazon shopping, and here we will define a div. Now in this we are configuring a simple drop down and a class as a form control, and for this ID as lst categories. LST categories is the ID. Now I will define another div. So class as a form group and a label as select a product. Select a product. And I am adding div and select ID is equal to LST products and class as form control. So here we are having two different options, and all this I will keep in a div. So all this I will keep in a div, and let's keep this as class. This is div ID as suppose container. And here we are defining a style. So style for hash container. Here justify content center. So align items center. Margin auto. I defined all this. Okay. Generally, this is going to display these details. Is going to display the details, and I will keep the container width as some 300 pixel, and it will be like this. So we have select a category and select a product drop downs. Into the drop down, we want to display some data, and this data will dynamically come. And below this, the group here, I'm adding another div and the label, I say preview, and I will define, I'll say details, product details, and below this a div and class as card. So we will have a div class as card header. Okay, and a div we have a class as card body. Okay, another div we have class called card footer. So later we will put content into them. So we have an empty card here. The card is defined empty. So we need to design a simple example here. Example is I need to add some categories into this drop down. The drop down ID is LST categories. So when body loads, I want to get. So I will create a script first. This script contains a collection, that is categories. Categories is an array that contains select a category, that is the first one, and electronics, that is the second one. Next, footwear, that is the third one, and that is next one. We have electronics. In electronics, we have like select electronic, or simply first one select product. Okay, in that electronic products, Samsung TV, some JBL speaker like this. So we have some earpods and JBL speaker like that. That is electronic. So we have that option available. Suppose I am defining footwear or fashion, whatever. I will add another where fashion. It is an array, and in that select product, and here we have t-shirt, shirt and jeans like this. We are having some data. We have 3 collection. Now what we need to do is we need to load these categories into the first drop down as options. So we need to dynamically create them. So that means we will write body on load is equal to body load. We will write the function here, function body load. All the collections are present outside. That means they are global in access. Now on body load, what should happen? I need to read all the categories. Arrays, I told you, we can use iterator. That means for where item of categories, of operator will read every value. Now what I have to do is for every value, I need to create an option. I need to create an option. So how do we create an option? Generally what we can do is I need to create an option where option is equal to document dot create element. Create element. Which element you want to create? Option. I told you how to create elements. We have to create an element called option. Okay. After creating the element option will have text. Option text will be item. Item means the category name. Similarly, option value also will be item. That means you know that options contains text, value, selected, enabled. So 4 properties are present for option. That means the categories are added as text and value. Now this option should be added into this drop down. That means we have to define document dot get element by id lst categories dot append child. Into the categories we need to add append child is adding the item. Append child, which one to append? Option. We have to append option. That we have to define. That means whenever the page loads, it will read all categories. It will create an option for every category and it will load those options into categories, LST categories, drop down. Then once observe and see, I refresh, you can see select a category is present in drop down. I click the drop down, it will get electronics and fashion. So user can select any. This time these are dynamically added. What is advantage? Later if I go to array and add one more category, that will automatically update here. So that's the reason through code we are adding it. Okay. Now important is when user is changing the value. I need to collect that value and I need to load the products below. I need to load the products below. So, and important is I need to load the products below based on which category they selected. Electronics, then electronic products should come. So fashion products should come. First, I need to write a function for changing value. So in JavaScript, to identify whether the value changed or not, last example I showed you, we have to use change event. That means when LST categories on change is equal to category changed, function will be called. So we will write a function called category changed. So here a function category changed. What should happen on category change? I need to collect the category name. So where category name, from where category name will come, document dot get element by id lst categories lst categories dot value. That means the category name will come. Let's check that and see. So I will put an alert temporarily and say category name. I am printing that category name. When I refresh here, I select fashion, then in the alert it should say fashion. I select electronics, in the alert it should say electronics. That means what we have to do is we have to collect the category name when user is changing. So we are collecting the category name. Now the point is, here what we have to do is, so we have to collect these products also. That means where LST products is equal to document get element by id LST products. Okay, that is drop down. Fine. Now what we want to do is we need to add electronic products into this drop down. If user select electronics, I need to add fashion products into this drop down. If user selects fashion, then we are writing a switch case. Into the switch, we are passing category name, and case. What is the first case? If category name is electronics, then what to do? And break. If another case, if category name is fashion, then what to do? And break. These are the things we need to define. Then user selects fashion, directly it will go to fashion. User selects electronics, it directly go to electronics. Now here what should happen is, first we have to collect that LST products. Here one problem is there. I will show you that problem. First I need to load. Then load all electronic products. Then we have to do same iteration on electronics. So when case is electronics, then what to do is for where item of electronics, I need to write an option opt or option is equal to document dot create element. Which element we need to create? Option. Okay, then option dot text is equal to item, then option dot value is equal to item. Then add this option into LST products dot append child. What option should be added into it? That's how we need to do. If user selects this fashion, then I need to write the same logic. But this time I need to copy and paste the same logic. This time I need to load based on fashion products. Based on fashion products. I told you reusability. We can create a reusable function and we can perform iteration, right? I will show you. Initially, this is fashion and this is electronics. Let's check this. One problem is there. Observe carefully. I clicked electronics. Then what happens is electronics, here select product. Electronic products will come. Earpods, JBL speaker, below it coming. I selected fashion. You will see that the fashion products are added to electronic products. That should not happen. If already some are there, it should clean up and add. That means before adding, I need to clean up. Then lst products dot inner html is equal to empty. That will delete existing. Similarly, when you select fashion, lst products dot inner html also empty. That means I will refresh now. I select a category, electronics. Electronic products will come. Now I selected fashion. Only fashion products will come. That's good. That means I select electronics, electronic product. We can keep it more special in appearance, like what we can do is here select electronic product and select fashion product, like that. That will be better. See here, I click here and say electronic. It says select electronic product. We have electronic products here. And I am clicking and changing fashion. It says fashion product and fashion products are there. If I select electronics, electronics will be there. Suppose if I select a category, then nothing should be there. Then what we do is, sorry, what we can do here is, here we can write default. If user is not selecting anyone out of these two, that means it is not electronics or not fashion, then lst products dot inner html should be empty. Then break. That looks better. You see now. I will refresh. I will select electronics, electronic products will come. I select fashion, fashion products will come. I selected select a category, it will be empty, nothing will be there. That means when user selects a category, only that category related products will be added into it. Now, as a developer, first important thing is we should not write that logic again and again. Then actually we can do one thing. I will write here a function. I will write here a function called load products. This load products collection is expecting a collection. Okay. Now what we will do is, in this load products, it is expecting a collection. In that, I will write all this logic. Remove and keep this logic, means adding the product. This time, not electronics. I will keep collection. I will keep collection. That means whenever you call load products, you have to pass one collection. That collection, it will take and iterate, and it will load into LST products. So now I don't need to write here. Observe carefully now. Initially, I removed the logic for electronics and fashion and refresh. Currently, it's not working. So what we will do is, when user selects electronics, I should call this function, which function load products. So load products. What load products is expecting? Collection. What is our collection? Our collection is electronics that we have to pass. That's it. When it is expecting fashion, load products. In the load products, fashion should be passed. That's it. It makes your code simple. But you have to write a reusable function so that this function will be called here. Into that function, we are passing a new one. And refresh now. And click here. Electronics. Electronic product will come. It's working fine. Fashion products will come. I am not selecting anything. It will be empty. So this makes good because you are reducing the logic by reusing the logic. So that is one important thing. We need to create a function, and in the function you have to write that logic. But that function will be used everywhere, but every time with a different collection. Whenever you call, you pass a collection into it. It will use that collection to add items. So when user select electronics, electronics collection. When user selects fashion, fashion. Now that is the switch advantage. Once observe carefully, what is the specialty of this switch? Generally, what is problem with if it will check every condition. But observe here, refresh F12, open the debugger. In the debugger, you go to the file. So our file is switch demo. In the switch demo file, what we are doing here is, here I am keeping a breakpoint. So here at the switch condition, I will put a breakpoint. Right. Now I will refresh the page. 38 number. I kept a breakpoint. Refresh. And here I select a category. So left side, I am selecting a category, electronics or fashion. When I select fashion, it will come here. Observe carefully. Observe carefully. The category name is fashion. First case is electronics, second case is fashion. I click step over, means F10. Step over, it will directly go to fashion. It will not touch electronics. It will directly go to fashion. It will execute the fashion, step over. It will load that, then break, then complete. It will complete. Now when it is completed, you can see the fashion products are added. What is advantage here is it is not touching this electronics. It is directly jumping into this location. After it finished, it came out. It's not even checking the default. That means only the block that is required will be executed. If I write this in if condition, then else if I have to write, it will check first condition. After that, it will check second condition. No, it should not be like that. It should directly go to that condition. Then we can go with the switch options. Now here one more switch we have to write. When user selects a product, the product detail should come. That means if for every product we have some details, those product details should come. So let's see how we can manage that. Here, fashion. So electronics, okay. Jeans spelling, okay. Now see here, I will maintain another data. This time JSON type data. So where data is equal to array of object. We have name, all products related details. One is earpods. Okay. What is its price? So price. Okay. And what is the photo? Photo is a path, / images / earpods .jpg. Okay. I am adding another name and earpods. Another one is JBL speaker. I am defining price as suppose 6,000. and photo, and photo is dot dot slash images slash. So we have JBL speaker dot JPG, like this. Like this, we have four options: name, another is related to fashion, shirt, and price is 2000, and photo, and dot dot slash images slash, and here some shirt dot JPG. Like that, we have the products, and we have name, and we have the category. The category, this is jeans, and the price is some price. Okay, and photo, and dot dot slash images slash, so jeans dot JPG. Okay, all this is data. Now what I have to do is, when user selects when user selects the data, when user selects a product, that means here when user selects a product, that means on product change, you see user will select fashion and he will select a fashion product. On product change, I need to display product details. That means we need to write a function for product change. On change is equal to product change. We have to call the function here. So write the function product changed. On product change, we need to collect the product name. So where product name is equal to document get element by ID lst products dot value. That means it will get the product name. Once it gets the product name, now what we have to do, I need to search for that product inside data and display the details. I need to search for this product inside this data, and collect the details. That means here I am creating a result. So this is search result. In the search result, actually search result is an array. I will declare globally where search result is array, empty array. You remembered I told you about array filter function, array find functions we discussed. While dealing with array manipulations, I showed you filter, how we can filter. Now through filter function, we can get the values. How to write the filter function? How we can configure the filter function? See, you remember the filter function. So we need to get only the product that belongs to this name from this data, right? Then what we have to do is, so first data dot filter. It is an array. We are using filter. Filter uses a callback function. Into this callback function, we have to pass the name. So that means product name. Okay, I have to return only when name is matching with is equal to product name. That means you pass not just directly name. So this is into this we are passing one product. Understood? We are passing one product into it. Okay. Then we have to verify whether the product dot name is matching with the product name we have entered. That means what is this function? The data is having product. It is having collection of lot of products. So every product is an object and that is having name. So now what we are doing is, So into that array, we are calling a filter function. It requires a callback. This product is a parameter which will collect your first object, and it will verify is that first object name is matching with the product name. Product name is coming from drop down. If it is matching with the product name, then it will return. Where it returns, filter returns an array. It should return in search result. Search result is equal to the data. That means search result is an array that contains this data. And in an array, data is present at 0 index. It is present at 0 index. And very important is this data contains, this search result contains an object. That object contains product name, price, and photo. 3 details are present. There is a lengthy process also. We can write a for loop, search for that value. But I already told you. So now in the new versions of JavaScript, we have filter, which is used to search for value. It will search and it will return whose name is matching with the name. Then the result will be in this search result. Remember, search result is array. That means one record will come. That record will be at 0 index, right? I need to display. That means actually now the search result. The search result is an array, means it contains, actually it contains 0. That means the first record. First record have name. Similarly, so 0. First record is having another property called price, and it is having another property called photo. That means search result of 0.name, search result of 0.price, 0.photo, that will get the value because it is an array. Only one record is present. That record will be at 0. And in that 0, there are 3 properties, name, price, and photo. We need to collect them and display here. I have a card. Okay, I will put a heading in the card. Heading ID is prod ID. Heading ID is prod name. Prod name is product name. Okay. In the body, I will keep an image. Width is equal to some 100 and height also 100. And image is empty. Image have an ID. ID as pic. Okay. Or prod pic. Prod image. Okay. Prod name and prod image. In the footer, I will keep a heading. In the footer, I will keep an ID as prod price. Prod price. That means we are displaying the product price. Product image, product price. We are accessing and displaying those details, right? Who is this person? If you have learned arrays from our class, you know how to search for values in array. So if you know any another technique, you can use all the techniques that you know, right? No problem, right? If you know any another technique, you can use all the techniques, but this is the best out of all. That's the point we learned already. Okay, now see, we have to collect the data. I need to collect prod name, prod image, prod price, and we need to display them here. So that means the result must be displayed there. How? Document dot get element by ID, prod name, that is a heading, dot inner HTML. In that, I need to display search result of 0 of dot name. I want to display the product name. Fine. Document get element by ID, prod photo. So prod photo or prod image we given prod image. So the ID is prod image. Prod image dot src is equal to search result of 0 dot photo. Its photo path should be applied. And document dot get element by ID, prod price dot inner HTML. It is also heading search result of 0 dot price. We need to display the price. And I'm adding something string like ampersand hash 8377 semicolon and plus. We defined this. Okay. Now I will save this and I will refresh here, and I'm displaying here the options, width and height. For that we can define how you want to configure it. Okay, width and height. Now here I'm selecting a category, electronics. I selected an electronic product. The details of that product will come here. And I am selecting a different product. So JBL speaker, it should get that. That means in the images, reveal explorer. In that images, we have JBL speaker and spelling. Once we check in the photo spelling, is the spelling is correct or not? Right. In the photo spelling, so we have JBL speaker dot JPG. JPG, that is the photo path. Okay. And we will run this. So we will see how spelling is wrong, not expression wrong. Okay. Now let's select here. Fashion. So electronics, electronic products, earpods. So JBL speaker. And I am selecting some fashion and fashion product, shirt. It has to get the shirt. Jeans, it should get the jeans. That means their paths, the image locations are important. Means we need to make sure that we have shirt, we have images, jeans, related photos also. We don't have them. So we will copy them. I will copy some images here. So let's copy some images. The images, I have images, shirt, jeans, and I put this in this project. Okay. So let's refresh and select fashion and shirt and jeans. It will display those details. You are choosing electronics, electronic products. Those products will be displayed. The product detail will be displayed. That means which product you are choosing, the product detail will come. So which fashion, that fashion product detail will come. So that means we are using a simple hierarchical order, configuring the hierarchical order and defining the hierarchical order. So technically, how we can access and how we can use general switch cases. Here I am using only one switch case, and I am using an array filter technique. Through the filter technique, we are searching for that product and displaying that product. We can use all our category related means options like this. Actually, what we can do is we can add elements into array, remove the elements from the array. Dynamically, we can manage them. But this is just understanding the context, how we have defined, right? Now, one more point is, suppose below that I'm adding, below that I'm adding here. So below that I'm adding a simple button in the card footer button. And we kept a span here, span FA, class is equal to FA shopping cart I am adding, and here I am adding text, add to cart, and here we are using button, class is equal to BTN and BTN danger, and I click here. So you can see, so there is a button here, and I will keep as a BTN block. Okay. And usually when user selects a category and a product, the product details will come here. Now there is add to cart. Now when I click add to cart, now this product must be added. This product must be added into shopping cart. Shopping cart, that means we can maintain a separate collection and configure that into that collection. So technically here this is add to cart button. If I want to add and keep the count, so just actually we can make this div and alignments in a correct way for presenting such data. Suppose I will remove this container. So I'm removing that container. It will be normal. Okay, so what I will do is in the presentation, so this container, so this doesn't require any container actually. What we do is we will add a div. In this class we set row, and in that we have a div. In this we will put a class call. Call is equal class as call. Call, this is 3. And 3 columns, we are defining that 3 columns. And another column, so div, I can put a class here as a call. So suppose this is like 6, right? And we have another option. So right side, another column, class call. This is again 3. Right, that is. Now important is right side, left side column. In this left column, I am keeping this all the container. I'm keeping this all the container. That means this all data is kept inside it. I will remove that and I will keep everything. I'll keep everything into this left one. That means in the left we have this column, and here user can select a category, select a product, details will come. In the middle you can put some carousel, slidings, anything you want, you can keep it. You try that. Right side, so in the middle you can keep some carousels or some banners, something here. Right side, I'm adding a button, and here I will put a span. This class is BTN, and BTN some success. And here again class as FA, and FA shopping cart. And here I will define, so your cart items. And usually there will be a button here, the cart items, your cart items displayed here, right? So actually this row we are displaying, I will keep this row with a style as margin top as some 30 pixels, that will be better. So margin top 30 pixel for the row. Now important is I select electronics, ears, and I click on add to cart. That should be added into shopping cart, and that items count should be displayed right side, how many items are I'm adding. Later we can get them, we can display them inside the page. It's a lengthy process here. First point is, so how you can collect what user is adding into them, how we can collect what user is adding into them. So what we do is, here we will create another array globally where cart items, it is an array, but this array is empty currently. And what we do is we will create another cart item, cart item is an object. This object is name, expecting name, empty. This object is expecting price, that is also number. This object is expecting photo, that is string. So we have a cart item and we have cart items collection. Now what we are doing is, when user clicks add button, when user clicks that add button, so we need to collect this search result. When user clicks the add button, that means this is the add button, add to cart button. We have add to cart button. In the card header we are having it. So this button is add to cart button, add to cart button. When user clicks on the button, that means on click, add to cart click, add to cart click function will be called. Now here I am writing that function here. So function add to cart click. What this function has to do, it should collect the product details. That means which product user selected, that product details, and should able to add that into cart items. That means how we are managing here is, suppose we are defining a product, that is cart item. Cart item is a variable. Into the cart item name we are collecting from search result of 0 dot name, whatever the name is passed. So first important is we should verify, are we able to collect that name here or not. Then we have to define price is search result of 0 dot price. Okay, and photo is a search result of 0 dot photo. Okay, actually we need to first verify whether this data is coming. Then you push this, you add this item into cart items array. How to add a new item into array? Cart items dot push. We have to push. Which one? Cart item must be pushed into it. That is how we need to define. So the details we are collecting and we are adding into this collection cart items. So cart items contains the new product that user selected. Now what we will do is, we will put some span here. You see cart items. Here I will just put a span. ID is items count. That is the ID. We will call that items count here. That means document dot get element by ID, items count dot inner HTML. We want to display cart items dot length. That means total number. So I can display the length in a simple quotes like this. So I can define like this, cart items dot length. It should be displayed in this square braces. We are adding into it. That means how many items are present. It has to display that. It should display that. Count must be updated there, right? Usually, so this happens here. I selected a category, electronics, electronic product. I click on add to cart. Then it says 1. You can see right side. It is saying that one item is added into cart. I am selecting here some fashion and fashion product, t-shirt, shirt, and I click add to cart. So you see it says 2 items are there in the cart. When user clicks add to cart, I can just display alert also. Means after pushing, I will put an alert. So item added to cart. This message should come. That means now refresh. Currently it is empty. And I selected a product and click add to cart. So it says item added to cart. Okay. And you can see here one. That means the cart items, it is displaying one. I selected another product and I click add to cart. This also added. Okay. Now the count is 2. Now very important is when user clicks on this your cart items, I can display a model. In the model, I can show what items are there in his cart. That looks better. That means we can show the summary of items present in the cart. That's great. That's very simple actually. Why? Because you have to collect the data present inside this collection. That collection is actually cart items. Cart items is again an array. We have to loop through that array, get the list of items inside it and present in a table. That means when user clicks on this button, I want a pop-up model. In the model, I want to show that your cart items are these. That's what we need to manage here. If we can achieve that, that means it likes good, a simple real world application that we have designed. I click on that, it should display the summary. How many items are there in the cart, it should show the summary. These are the things that we need to design. So that we will do in the next session. Right, tomorrow we will complete that example. Then finally, then I will post this example. Currently, I will post up to now. You try. Additionally, some more functionality I will add tomorrow. Then finally it will be done. Then we can go into other statements, iteration, OOP concepts in JavaScript that we will see in tomorrow's session. Okay, right.